So this has been in the fridge overnight. This is 7.5 sins. This is leftovers from yesterday. This is 1 healthy extra and 7.5 sins. I'm going to experiment with each other. Yeah, they'll just have a little fight. Right, so we're going to experiment to see if... Guy, no thank you. Stop it. No behaving like that. Thank you very much. Fighting with each other now. Right. This is this. I'm going to put some almond milk and put it in the microwave and see how this turns out. It's been in overnight. Right. I'm going to eat some food. I have microwaved this. I'm a bit like
a microwave disc.
I microwaved this, and I've got 8 minutes in which to eat it, and I'm feeling a bit like I can't really be bothered to eat. So we'll see how this goes. Hold on.
I don't want to eat any more of my chocolate cake.
Dad doesn't have chocolate cake for breakfast. What would you have for breakfast, Gaia, today? This crazy world.
If I could have anything for breakfast, I'd just have millions and millions of hot cross buns.
Would you? Is that what you like the best?
I would just have millions and millions and millions and millions of hot cross buns with butter.
Would you?
No, margarine.
Yeah.
He's eating this today.
Benjamin's eating some Lego. You guys, what are you eating for your breakfast?
Nuts and
This is what I'm eating.
Right, Benjamin's had some crunchy cornflakes and some multigrain hoops. You guys had some oranges and Brazil nuts. Guy really hates cereals and toast and all things like that, so I never know what to feed her, so I end up feeding her fruit and nuts.
And now I'm gonna eat this cereal.
Yum, yum, yum. Alright then, I'm going to eat some feed. See you in a bit. This is very nice. It's a bit hot, so I hurt myself a bit thing, but we've got about a few minutes left now before we've got to leave if we're walking, but I think I'm going to take the car today. That only gives us I've got an extra 5. That gives us an extra 10 minutes so I can eat my food. Alright, see you in a bit. So I'm going to now have, I've still got last little scraps of porridge, but I'm also now going to have my daughter's, she's left 2 little segments of orange, so I'm going to have those as well. I've got chilli, rice and hummus. Hiya, so I'm home a little earlier than usual. It's now 3:45. Normally over the last kind of 6 months or so I've been getting back at about 4:45, 5 o'clock, and I just start making tea after a quick rest.
I've done 3 pages of poetry.
Yeah, so this would normally be my trigger point. I used to just stay after school to play. There was no food there, etc., and you know I only had the snacks I brought, so when I came back it wouldn't be a long time for me to kind of want to have food. So I basically got 1 hour in which I can kind of have a little chill out in, and so this is the point where I used to start to relax, and then like my body would kind of be afraid that I'd have to get going again, and it would then get me to eat food so that it could kind of get going again. So this is one of those moments where I can see full well that it could be a danger point, if that's the right language. So basically what I'm going to do, I've got some leftover chilli from lunch. My partner didn't want his chilli because he's still filled up. He went swimming and had a cooked breakfast after swimming, so he was still filled up from that, so he didn't have his lunch. So I've got his lunch there, another chilli and rice. So I'm just going to heat it all up, just going to sit. I'm going to make myself a hot decaffeinated coffee with almond milk, and just sit and enjoy that with the hummus. Just take some time, because I don't think I will eat, like overeat or binge eat or comfort eat and all that sort of stuff, but I can see how I could very easily do it. So I'm just gonna take my time, just in case for some reason it pushes me over. So that's what I'm going to do. So it should be hot enough now. I put it in just for 2 minutes, just to really. I think I'm going to put it in for another 1 minute. Just top up. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll see you in a bit. Hiya. So I just thought I'd just talk through what I'm struggling with. So my daughter wanted a packet of. She wanted some cornflakes. So this is what I got ages ago. Some honey nut cornflakes. I've been trying to give her some other things other than these for breakfast. But obviously she wanted them, so I was like, yeah, okay, you can have them, sort of thing. So she wanted a bowl of these, because we're going to use them up now anyway. She wanted a bowl of these now after school, so I made them. And these are, for me, honey nut cornflakes are a really proper tasty thing. So I don't know how I feel exactly, but making a bowl of them for her was quite, as mildly, I could feel myself wanting to take a spoonful. Do you feel what I mean? I mean, obviously I didn't really want to take a spoonful, but that was a struggle. It wasn't really a struggle, but it represented to me the patterns that I used to have. Let's put it like that. So my son would like a peanut butter, a banana and honey sandwich. So if you don't mind, guys, I'm going to make it with you, as it were. Just because, again, it's the bread. I mean, obviously the banana's fine and the peanut butter's fine. But right now I just feel a little bit vulnerable. So I think I'm going to put the kettle on at the same time so that soon after I can have a drink. Because I think that's just going to help out. I think I can see where these sort of things stem from. I've got levels of kind of wanting to do things for myself, but having other people to look after first, or I wouldn't say I feel deprived because I can't have it or anything. It's not really what I'm thinking about. It's more, I don't know how to describe it. It feels like there's something, it feels very just habitual, like my feelings are habitual around surrounding this, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't really know what it means. I'm quite okay with it, but it's the bread thing that used to get me, and it's the thing about the being out of control. It's not really the food itself. It's just the way sometimes the food makes me feel, circumstances make me feel, or. But yeah, I can really. I mean, this time of the day used to be quite a hard one for me anyway, so I can tell kind of why I can tell why I used to struggle, if you know what I mean. And kind of just, I mean, now it's getting into winter, we won't be playing on the field after school, so it won't be as easy just to distract myself. It's going to be, now it's going to be kind of a bit more of a process to actually work through. I mean, I recognise this in the past, whereby you think you've cracked something and then it suddenly gets you, and you're like, what the? How did that? It just comes out of nowhere, and you're suddenly stuck back where you were. So I feel like I've come quite a far way away, and you guys have been really helping me keep myself focused. No, wrong word. Keep myself aware of what I'd like to achieve and why I'd like to do it. So, you know, I don't feel like I have to focus on what I'm doing. But again, it's not the food. It's just my reactions around it that are making me concerned. Now I've just used a half a banana to do my boy sandwich. So I'm going to keep that other half banana and have that banana, I think, with my chili. Not like, I don't mix it in or anything, but I think I'll just kind of have it as a bit of fruit to have. So I was going to take this through, and thanks for being there for me while I just cut through a little tricky patch. We'll see in a bit. Okay, I'm just going to sit with this. I don't think I'm going to eat it all, but I'm just going to have it there just to nibble on, just to chill out, have a hot drink, just sort of allow myself to relax just for a little bit, and just take my time. I'll just come back on if I'm struggling at all, but I should be okay now. But I'm just going to come back on if I'm struggling. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Hiya. I have eaten the chili. I'm going to have an apple, if it'll focus. Doesn't matter if it focuses or not. I said apple. Excuse me. An apple. I'm going to have an apple. I've had a decaffeinated coffee. I'm feeling quite full now, so I reckon I'm going to just eat this apple and drink my drink and just let myself calm down a little bit. I'm not too far through the time. It's now 4:30, so it'll be like, probably got about I'll start making some dinner in about kind of quarter of an hour, half an hour-ish, so shouldn't be too much longer. So, alright, see you in a bit. Hiya, so it's 5 o'clock. I just nodded off. Yes, it got to 4:45 and I was like, okay, come on, start making tea. And I felt that requirement. I thought, like, if I've got to go, I feel like I need something to push me up, you know, I need caffeine, I need something. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have 15 more minutes. And I just felt very, very sleepy, so I just fell asleep in this chair just for 5 minutes. So I do feel, I feel a little bit better. I feel like I've had a little shutdown, a fresh start. So I got through the little patch. I don't really like getting through those trickiness patches using willpower, because then they come and bite me later, if you know what I mean. If I deprive myself with it, my body wants to have something, do you know what I mean? It wants it, so I have to get through those patches via sort of taking care of myself and distraction, rather than I must never ever tell myself I can't have something, because it's fatal. I'll just have it later. So I have to not use the no word. So now I'm going to tonight is pasta and veg, so I think because that onion thing works so well, onion and olives and gherkins and such, I think I'm going to experiment having plenty of onions with the pasta, and I'm going to put the olives in, but I'm just going to half them instead of putting them in the tiny bits, and I'm going to peppers anyway, but I'm also going to put some gherkins through, so I think that'll be a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to start making some dinner, so I'll see you in a bit, guys. Hello, so I'm at the end of my day today, so just going to have a snack for my supper. So far today I've had one healthy extra, 7.5 sins in my porridge. So I am now going to have the pecans and apricots again. So I'm going to have 11 pecans for a healthy extra. So there's 2 healthy extra Bs. Then this is 3.5 sins worth of apricots, which is 6 apricots. and then I'm going to have so that's 11 sins. Oh, that's right, so it's 7 plus 3 plus 2 halves, so it's 11 sins, 2 healthy extra bees, and then I'm going to also have some salted popcorn, which is 2 sins, so that's 13 sins, and I'm also going to, so that's my alarm going off, 9 o'clock bedtime, so not too bad, far off. I don't think I'll be far off bedtime tonight. Just wait for the washing to finish. I think it's only another half an hour, so we should be in bed hopefully by about 9:30 tonight, which will be a good one. So yeah, I'm also going to count 1 sin for, I had a few nibbles of olive and sausage as I was making the food for tomorrow's, but I only had like a tiny piece of sausage and a tiny little like bit of olive, so I'm just going to count a sin to be on the safe side. So that would leave me a total of 14 sins. 11 plus, yeah, 14 sins today. Plus 2 healthy extra Bs, 1 healthy extra A with my almond milk. And then I'm also going to have, with those things, I'm also going to have an apple, 1.5 bananas, because I've got a banana and then I've got a little scrunchy half banana here to finish up, and I'm also going to have a pint of water. So I'm going to sit and just eat that because I'm not super hungry, but I am hungry enough to want to eat something, so I'm going to have a little snack. Yeah, so I was going to see if I could sit and do the sin video tonight. I found an article on by something called Rebel Fit, all about how the kind of how sins used to be called sins, and the transition between kind of how, you know, it wasn't considered a good idea to make people feel guilty about food anymore and such, and so they changed it to SYNS. But it was a little bit of an aggressive article, so I don't know, some of the bits it said weren't exactly, I didn't feel exactly true, because it said something like, well, another thing they'd said was that Slimming World encourage you to eat carb heavy food so that you'll be do more binge eating, so that then you go back for some more because you put on more weight. And I'm not sure on that, because it's just food, and you can figure out your own way within it, so I don't know about that. I'm always interested in all those types of things. I'm naturally quite suspicious but I would like to find a bit more about why things used to be called sins and transition to SYNS instead of SINS before I do a video about it. Otherwise it'd be a bit one-sided with just one article, so I did a bit more research on that before, and I'd quite like it to be a proper video in terms of a well thought out one, rather than kind of one I do kind of off the top of my own head, if you know what I mean, because I don't know enough about it really to kind of talk from memory and talk from knowledge, so I would like to do a bit more research on that, so it might take a little while coming. But yeah, I'm just going to eat my supper now, and that will be it for today. I'll put this together and upload it, and I will see you tomorrow for another one. Tomorrow is Thursday, last day of the kiddies' school, so Friday is a day off for the kiddies, so that will be an interesting change of dynamic. So we're back in half term then, a little bit, which is always a bit more challenging for me, so we'll see how eating no added sugar works with half term. So yeah, we'll see how all that goes. Okay then, lots of love, and I'll see you guys all soon. See you soon, bye.